What's up, everybody? How we doing? Hope everyone enjoyed their spring break. Welcome home. Welcome back to work, back to school, back to reality. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. We'll give it another couple seconds. Get people dialed in. Boom, 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 boom. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right. Well, we start with good, then we'll hit to the news. All right. Today we're going to talk about Marty is like, twins, department relations, beach billions, use your head, and direction of Atlantic City. That's the 6 we're going to talk about. But let's plug events before we hit the news. What we got? Cinco de Mayo this Saturday, 11 o'clock. What time are we starting this thing? Cinco de Mayo Jitney Tour. As you all know, our Jitney partners do a great job with all the events. Thank you again, as always, to Julie Craig for spearheading this. So, you go online to Eventbrite, and the jitneys rotate all over for Cinco de Mayo. And what we have is Vagabond, Nuckies, Ducktown, Santucci's, Scanuccio's, Wonder Bar Beer Garden. Great places on the island. Like I said, we all collectively do a great job hosting and making sure all of our friends, customers have a phenomenal time on these jitney tours. So again, it's this Saturday. Tickets are $20. Hit any of those social media things and you'll sign up and start and have a good day Saturday. You know, get a t-shirt as well to the first 150 people that sign up. And it looks like 183 are going. So you're beat if you didn't get your tickets already. Next we got I saw something here. Give me a second. I know we're coming up on the Kentucky Derby. I'm sure everyone's going to have something over there. And May 22nd, Tailgaters is doing a cigar night under their porch, starting at 6. You want to go to that, you should RSVP because they always do sell out. And that's about it. All right. Now, let's get down to business. Marty is like the Hindenburg, okay? Marty is like throwing a basketball up in the air. It's coming down, just like the Hindenburg. Crash and burn. So if it's not enough that he has his personal drama on his plate, my man happened to get Steve Fulop, which I think is Jersey City mayor, got him in a pickle, and he got subpoenaed last week. And putting the pieces together, the lawsuit course from John Devlin, who was forcefully, poetically removed from the ACMUA and the Atlantic City Board of Ed. Now, it's always been a problem. John's always been very, very well-spoken, outspoken. It all stems back to who was in control. That was Marty, because John always stepped up to him, never backed down. And now we have this super PAC that's involved, that's connected to Steve Fulop and Marty. Also, for you all remember, the super PAC also is the PAC that gave money to the school out in Galloway when we had that problem out there. Do we see the roadmap? Yes. Political bad money, people getting crash and burning because they hang out with a specific individual. I'm not making it up. It's all out there. Obviously, it's been 4 days. Marty even has not addressed it yet like he normally does if he says he's not innocent. When he says he is innocent, hasn't touched this one. 4 days, maybe 5 now. So that's another one in the checkbox for those who are looking for new alternatives for a better, fresher Atlantic City on your Democratic selections in June. Don't eat or drink the soup. It may be too hot and too salty. Now, Twins. Our boy Moorshed, who was in the 4th Ward as a councilman, he's back in the news because he's got a domestic problem, which comes to lead. I think Marty not only did a school on economics, I think he did a school on hands. Not good. This inner circle, not good for anyone, Democrat, Republican, more importantly, the city. Not good. Department relations. Now, last week, an article was written about the Atlantic City Public Safety Director, Sean Reagan. Here to see the day-to-day on police and fire. Now, I know both chiefs, known one longer than the other. You know, they do on a scale of 1 to 10, 8.5. You know, they're a little handcuffed. But favoritism, nepotism, politicalism with Marty compromises how they do their jobs. Can't argue that. Can't argue it. Trying to be a little more positive, more optimistic going forward, not just trash people. Critique. But there's a reason why we have him here. Different avenues. Exposing, redirecting, revision. You know, like I said, the man's from here. He's not an out-of-towner. Next town over, Pleasantville. Not much different than Atlantic City with how one would police or fire department the other side. Virtually the same. apples for apples, literally. Well, people crying about, oh, it gets paid X, Y, Z. Listen, if you're crying over $100,000 for a guy who's probably 2-3 years in this position, you're the problem. Because I can get about 30 to 40 million cut from the school board on dumb stuff they spend money on. Let alone the anti-corruption, anti-violence group, all corruption, anti-violence group we have here. 6-7 people making $75,000 a year and a third. I go, you want to peel back the onion? I don't think Mr. Reagan is remotely in the conversation. The conversation is what stupid departments that just came out of the ground this administration started should be looked at to save money. 12, 13 million. Not the 100 Sean Reagan's getting. The anti-violence group, the incompetent group, whatever you want to call them, gone. Have no business, no nothing, doing anything. You're anti-work. You're anti-productive. No. Do not belong there. They're handout give-me's from Marty to his friends. Call it what it is. That department should be abolished. Hands down. Hands down. They only show up when they need to show up. And that's usually when one of their own is in trouble. I don't want to hear it. That's the problem, not the public safety director. All right? Beach billions. Ladies and gentlemen, for those who his head is in the sand, Vegas is building a beach with water at the tune of $1.3 billion. Again, when you go to vote, when you talk to your potential representatives, see if development comes out. And again, not to knock the project. We built some homes, couple duplexes, couple triplex. I'm talking big time development. Okay, the people that came in to build now, with the exception of Hovnanian, who was like, all right, let me put my toe in the water, see what happens. People are taking a big risk. But you go to other cities, Vegas, constantly reinventing themselves for the better. And we have an abundance of phenomenal natural resources at our disposal. But we got a crumb bum steering the ship. Like that dude that crashed in Baltimore. The Hindenburg. That whole slate sucks. People don't want to deal with Marty. They see him as a joke. Absolute joke. Just not good. Back to Department Relations, number one. Also, our fire department has been overwhelmed with these fires that have multiple tenants, triplex, quadplex, whatever. Just a thought. Why don't we have the fire department amongst their areas target through the day and inspect all of the multi-dwelling establishments in town so they can get code and or construction to penalize and even fire them as well for not conforming, having more than what they're supposed to. Okay? it's the safety of our men and women going in, you know, not knowing what's inside. And listen, I'm a landlord. Come in and look whatever you want, you know? But when these buildings are condemned, boarded, and whatever, if they haven't been used so long, then that needs to be addressed for the safety of our men and women who go in not knowing what is in there. Across the street, you know, a few months back, the firemen almost fell through the floor because they were doing illegal construction. Again, I've done illegal construction, but not to where no one's getting harmed, except for people's feelings. But they walked in because they were building something in there, and the floor was missing, and somebody almost fell down, and, you know, it ain't fun. 80 pounds of equipment, can't see, looking up, fire, the respirator could have came up. Again, the chief of the fire department, someone please show Scott this video, you should be with your guys and girls going out, proactive. Yo, what do you got up in there? Let's look. Let's see. Fix this. Fix that. You got 45 days. You can't get it done in 45 days. You have no business being in the rooming business. So, again, I'm in the same boat. Come over and look all you want. We're straight. A lot of the places are not. They need to be targeted. They need to be safe because your neighbor will not be, or the first responders as well. You're putting them in harm. So there you go. And that's something I discussed with Sean. You know, and yeah, you know, a lot of things. You need outside relationships, outside people who are in it to give you ideas and whatever. You're always not going to have the ideas. The better person is the one who accepts it, puts it into play in their world, and moves forward. That is leadership. Not, wasn't my idea, I'm not doing it. Use your head. And again, this goes back to the election season. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, I'm not saying Bob McDevitt's going to cure all the problems, but that ticket democratically is better than what we have now. You know, it's not about popularity and favors and whatever. This town needs to grow. Listen, let's put it in perspective. We share the same sand and same beach as the next 3 towns over. Okay? Again, why is it a home in Longport sells for as much as a casino properties in Atlantic City? Okay? Think about it. The Hilton, you probably sell for about 35, 40 million. That's 5 homes in Longport. Sands Casino, you know, they got that whatever idea. But respectfully, just put that in your mind. You have a legitimate block of homes just as much as a high-rise. There's optimism there for growth and this, that, and the third, whatever. And I'm not picking on the Hilton. You know, eventually it's going to grow into something, but you need this. We need more cops on the street. We don't need these sideshow Bob things of different task force and anti this and your sister's that and your brother's this. Cops do cop work. Firemen do firemen work. Let them do their jobs. Let's not hire friends and family to cover up for friends and family. You know, and then 6, we got direction of Atlantic City. And this is where it's a little confusing. You know, AC was founded on drugs, alcohol, gaming. sexiness, we'll call it. Now we have sports betting. Vices. Okay? Bart took a stab at it, which, absolute joke. And did the water park. Whatever. Now somebody wants to do an amusement thing where Sands is. What are you doing here? You know, we legalized marijuana in a huge district. Again, we got gaming, alcohol, tobacco, sexiness, keep it clean. What are we doing? Are we going to be a bigger, better city of Dave and Buster's and you can do anything? Great. You want to bring your kids here? Then you got to need more cops. You got to hire. Do it now. They might be ready for 4th of July where the summer actually starts. So, there we are. So, ladies and gents, have a good one. Glad to see you back. Remember, use your head. Vote with your wallet, not with your heart. Vote with your wallet. We need better people with better direction to move forward. There's only a cat can only get so many 9 lives. I think we're on number 8 right now. So if it doesn't happen now, stop crying. It's up to you, it's up to us to put the better people in these positions. So let that go. And also, too, another thing. Being in the hospitality business, it's tough. Especially small stores that make your delis, your bars, whatever. A few things you may not know if you're not in the industry. Hard to find people to work. The owners, not that they shouldn't work, but they're working a lot harder on the tail end of their careers than what they should be. Okay? And you always can't watch and see and quality control everything. And sometimes with anything, with any job, build a car, build a phone, build a sandwich, build a bridge, build a relationship. There's always someone that you have on your team that will do something to disturb the movement of positive flow. So speaking for us in the small business world who deal with food, whether it's a national chain or not, but more from our beloved small businesses, call the local person up. Show them what you got. Give them a chance to make good. Now, if you got something and the owner was there physically, like I get being there, but like there building your food, yes, inexcusable. By all means. By all means. But just give them an opportunity instead of taking to social media and say, hey, listen, I got a sandwich, I got this, wasn't right. What are we doing? I'm willing to bet they're going to make good on it. Please come back. When I mail you something, let me know next time. It's on us. That's what small businesses do. 95% of the time, I can't speak for everybody, but we've had a couple hiccups here through the years. We're coming on 20 years in July. We've had a couple hiccups, but we try to make good on it the best we can. But when you don't allow us to, you have no business taking to social media, blasting us, without giving us a chance, or if our response to you is shitty. Okay? It's got to be a little give and take here. So, again, Congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles. They are in D.C. today. Apparently, Saquon played golf with the man. Good for him. And that's it. See you next week.